Okay, so what I'm going to show you is what we call the strategic narrative, and it's illustrated there, but I want to split this out. Okay, so the purpose of the leadership alignment process is to facilitate all of those conversations, all of those experiences, and all of that sharing that I've just described for a leadership team. And the vehicle by which we do it is the strategic narrative. The upside of this is if we get each of these sections, each of these chapters complete, then we have a vehicle that we can easily and cleanly and clearly cascade out through the organization. Now, there's rarely an organization that hasn't talked about parts of this or hasn't worked on purpose or done vision. And so what we're really saying is if you have talked about it, that's great. Let's make sure we're all aligned. And so what we facilitate is a series of discussions around each of these chapters and their activations and honestly, it gets quite punchy because we're talking about leaders who realize when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, they don't agree. They don't agree on where we're going. They thought they did, but they use a different piece of language, or they say something, what they assumed was is different. Or up until recently, they got to do whatever they wanted. They led their division in their way with their vision of what it wanted, and now they have to conform to an alignment. But that creates confusion for the rest of the organization. So we take them on a journey, and the journey starts with pride and purpose. So we need to know why we're in this. What is it that we do? What gets us up in the morning as an organization? What are we going to deliver? We then take them to destination and we go, okay, and there's a reason we start with those two, and we'll dive into each of these in a little bit more detail, but we go to destination because we want to be clear on where we're going. Start with the end in mind, Stephen Covey would say. So start with the destination, be clear and have absolute clarity of what that looks like. It should be exciting, it should be compelling, it should be clear, and it should be mutually understood. So we start with pride and purpose, we move to destination. We then go through a process of looking at the current state.